Good afternoon. How's everybody doing today? I thought I'd just pick this camera up today and talk about something a little different than normal. And it's not about my brand. It's not about school. It's about books, bro. And how much books have actually changed my perspective on literature, communication, and how vital it is to actually read. Like, really read. I've read about 4 to 5 books this year, not including the Bible. Probably about between the range of 3 and 4 books, not including the Bible. And so far, I've actually have gained a sense of towards a sense of mindfulness. Let me say that, a sense of mindfulness. Sorry that took me so long. I was really just having a moment to like bring it all together, but a sense of mindfulness to what it is that the author, the person writing, is trying to say. And why that's so important to just life in general. It's because you, across this camera, you're not going to think what I think. No, you're going to have your own perception and your own view of life. And so am I. And I may not agree with that. Or I may, right? We may share some truths. But it's also coming to an understanding that you're human, I'm human, and at the end of the day, we're gonna be us. You know, you're gonna be you, I'm gonna be me, and we live in the same box, bro. We live in the same box. You know, you go through different things than me, of course. Your life doesn't look nothing like mine, but at the end of the day, we wake up to a sun that's shining, God willing, and to a sun that's falling, you know. But it's like in each of the books I've read, it was just enlightening to know that, like, dude, these are people with thoughts just like me, with an imagination out of this world, that you think like, hey, dude, that I thought the same thing. Or even just the whole coming into an agreement on something, like, or even just from a whole different perspective of, oh, what makes you think like that? Or why do you think like that? At the end of the day, you're human. You have every right to. But in these books, and it's funny because the books I've read were all from different genres. It was, the one I'm reading now, A Creative Act, A Way of Being, from Rick Rubin, is a whole, like, self-help book almost. And then prior to that was a poetry book with all different types of poems, and that had, like, you know, fictional stories, but a mix of non-fictional as well. And then I've read a novel shoot, some of y'all might know it, Animal Farm, 1984, and then what else have I read? Oh yeah, Catcher in the Rye, another great novel. Check that out. But just to sum all that up, it's like these books, and why I feel like it's so important for us to pick them up and put down these phones. I mean, it for one, it slows you down. You know, you're not being instantly gratified with just reading one page. It's like delayed gratification. Like when the story's building up, depending on what you're reading, you're like, oh, like this was the story. Specifically talking about the Catcher in the Rye, like it was just a chain of events that will send you on a roller coaster, just asking yourself like, what made the author write this, or like why is this important, you know? And I guess for me, as a person who wasn't brought up into reading, it really sparked my imagination, my creativity, my thoughts, and had me thinking like, it's so important to just open your mind sometimes, like listen to what people are trying to say. And with all these genres of books that I'm reading, I feel like that's what I've been receiving, like just a lot of thoughts that some things I would never think about, you know, but it all gets absorbed, and some you can curate into your own way of living and have a different perspective on it, you know, and it be okay, because at the end of the day, it's your life. But I also find it so helpful to read, because it separates you from what society has pushed on you today with, pick up this phone, scroll all day, or you know, it's almost like we're losing a tradition. We're losing something of tradition. And if you think about old times, you know, they were writing messages, and they were not the messages that we think. Like I'm talking about the quill with the fine ink on God knows what, a paper, whatever, and they'd send it out, and that was thoughtful in that time. That was very meaningful to them. Now you got people that can just send a text in a 0.5 second. And I'm not saying that we gotta go back, no, because humans adapt, but there's a lack of like intention now. You know, there's a lack of meaning behind some things. Like I can easily send a text and that's just that, but the excitement I get from actually waiting until I see that person to say what I wanted to say, I mean, nothing beats that. Nothing beats that feeling or that moment of delayed gratification. And I mean, all you get now is instant. Like, yeah, I could go text that person. Bam. Now what? It's just, the world feels like it's moving a lot faster than it should be, and it can confuse you as if you're taking your time, or if you're going too fast at points. at a point. When you step back and just say, yo, today I'm gonna be slow. Like today I'm gonna take it slow. But you do that for so long and you see everything that's going on around, it feels just like it's moving, you know? But I will say literature, reading has slowed me down. Not just to move through whatever task it is that I have at hand, or pick up my phone and start scrolling to see something new. Reading has actually sat me down to listen, to understand at best. And I just thought I'd share that. Camera died, but I just felt like sharing a little bit about my experience and how I can see the world changing before my eyes. And who's to say it's bad or good, right? I mean, to you make that decision. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's bad, because it's really not. Like I said, the sun is shining. Excuse me. The sun is shining and times are changing. But man, if you really want to grasp it, if you really want to know what I'm saying by this, just sit down and read sometimes. Just find yourself about 30 minutes to an hour and just sit and pick up a book. And it could help you a lot more than you can imagine. I mean, for me, it's been helping me with not only articulating my words, but mindfulness, better speech, better communication with others, and all of the above. I mean, it's a slow process for me, just because, like I said, it wasn't something that I've done as a kid. But knowing that, hey, I'm actually learning. I'm actually seeing the bigger picture of why it's important to sit down and read. Like when parents say it's that dang phone, it truly is that dang phone. But to know that it's something that I'm now practicing, or getting into my daily routine, like, hey, sit down and read for a little bit, it's been useful. And so if I could just share that with anybody else, I want to do that. So yeah, I hope everybody's doing great. I love you all. Have a blessed day.